Tell me what to say.
Hola. Hallo. Bonjour. Hi.
Goedemiddag, gebeuren. Hello and welcome to another exciting new episode of Serious Nibbage with B.R.E and
Gourmet pens.
Gourmet pens. Sorry. Today we'll have a look at this. You nearly pushed me off, you bastard. Anyway.
I don't think you can say that on here.
Yes, I can.
No, it's family friendly.
Oh, alright. Shall we try to start over?
Nah, we can beep it out.
Okay.
This
we'll have a look at
this pen.
Sorry. It hit me in the face.
Yeah.
This is a pen by Lamy. Cute box. Sleeve.
This pen
box.
was sent to us, borrow. I mean, wait, was lent to us. Lent to us
Left
by
different.
Applebaum Pennen. Thank you.
Yes.
It's going back. This
Little
is the
thing there. Booklet.
It's a very strange box.
You fold it open. I have to be a little careful because the pen is on there. I didn't put it in the stand. Clasp.
This
Here's
is
the pen. Here's the Emporium.
the Lamy Imporium in black. Also available in titanium and black with gold.
Yeah.
I think it's called BLKAU.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Okay.
Okay.
It's an interesting pen. What was your first impression?
Well, first impression, from what I understand, Lamy tries to go for minimalistic packaging, which is a nice thing because excessive packaging is excessive. This, I'm not entirely sure about. I do like the concept that it's, you open it and then you have your papers underneath here, but you open it like this and then the pen is displayed. My only issue with this is that these are plastic clips and you have to really shove the pen in there. We have done it. Nothing has happened to the finish. It's survived, and I assume the design of it is designed as such to not do it. But the way you do it, it's just like it makes you cringe because it's like, you worry that it's gonna just grate all the finish off the pen. So I'm not sure about that decision.
However, the pen. What do you think of the pen?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Because the box is weird.
The pen, I thought it was fascinating. It's really neat. Not usually the type of pen I would pick for myself or purchase, but which is the exciting thing about being able to review something like this. It looks really cool. It's a very cool looking pen, It's not pretty and girly or anything, and it's not like, oh, that's a sexy pen. But it is though, but not in like a seductive type way. You know what I mean?
I know exactly
It's a
what
neat
you
looking
mean.
pen. I don't know. I think it's
I agree.
neat.
I think it's interesting. There's something about this pen. I saw it in pictures. I wasn't sure, but when I held it, it's interesting. First of all, it's very robust. This is a heavy pen. It's a
I mean,
lot
if
of
you
metal.
throw this at someone's head, it's gonna hurt.
This could be used in hand-to-hand combat, probably, and some people actually like that. But there's something to it. It's just the way it's made. There's a lot of.
Wait, that's too much information.
Okay, first impression was pretty good.
Yeah.
What makes it special?
Well, it's new.
It is new?
It's similar to the Lamy Persona, which is no longer available, which I think has a different nib. I think they were tubular, but it looks similar. It's pretty cool. They do describe that it's a pretty it's made of very robust, solid, sturdy materials. So what makes it special, I think, is basically the design
Yeah, it's interesting design.
and what it's made of.
Absolutely.
Whether you agree that's worth it or not is
Yeah,
that's for everyone else to decide. But
what did you lippity love about it?
why don't you say what you
All
literally
right.
loved about it?
Well, I think this pen has a lot going
No,
for it.
what are you writing experience?
I thought you were talking about that. I mean, you were just blabbering on, so I thought we'd reach a point. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I think he owes me a pen for that, don't you? That's so mean.
What was your writing experience like?
No, what is yours?
I think writing experience was nice. This is a fine nib. It is a gold nib, and as we understand it, this nib is completely gold. So it's not just that gold strip. It is actually completely gold, but the rest of the nib is plated with something, in this case some black material, to make it,
Just in case there's anybody who cannot see it, I don't know if you're listening or if you can't see. the nib is black, so with a shiny PVD coating, but there is a yellow gold strip down the middle of the slit.
Not new. We've seen that before in the studio, except then there wasn't this black coating. I think it's. I have to say, I think it's cool. So I think my writing experience was actually quite good. Yes, it's a fine nib. We requested a fine nib just to see what that would be like, and it's actually. I thought it was pretty smooth. It's fine, bit more feedback than broader nibs, but it wrote well and it was very well tuned. It started up straight away. It didn't run dry.
It's really sad when that's something that you really praise,
I know,
right?
but it's very good. So my writing experience was very pleasant.
But I mean, it's great when a manufacturer gives you a nib that works.
A pen that actually works.
Yeah. Well, my writing experience was. I'm gonna take this away from him because I don't know what he's doing to it. It was pleasant. I think the nib is super cool. I really like the black and yellow gold look. I think it's really nifty. And also, in case you are wondering, we have removed the nib. You can put a steel or another nib size on if you wish. Is that not awesome? I mean, look at that. It looks like a tiny little like harpoon or something. I don't know. But it was a very pleasant writing experience. Like you said, it is smooth. It is not. It is a gold. Although it is a gold nib, it's not a springy nib, but it is reasonably inky and wet. I had no issues with it. There were no hard starts. There were no skips. Just really pleasant in that regard.
It's a good nib.
In terms of the pen itself, in the writing experience in hand, I did get asked. The section is, I guess those are like ribs of some sort. They are raised, but they're pretty well done. They're not sharp. You could definitely feel them. They are raised enough that you could feel them, but they're not sharp. I do not find this slippery at all, and there's also a little ridge right here, but it's so far back up that, I mean, there's no reason that should really be an issue. I don't find it an issue. It's also not really uncomfortable. But when I hold it, while I was using it, I didn't really... There was just no problem with it. At first I thought, oh, what am I supposed to do? Should I hold lower or higher? But I basically just held what felt comfortable, and I mean, that works. It is kind of slick because of the coating, but it's not.
I think so, yeah.
But not slippery,
No,
and I guess
slippery.
that's why it has this shape.
The ribs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Blah.
What do you love about it? Should I stop?
Yeah.
I think the pen has a lot of interesting features. For example, cap, clip is spring-loaded.
Yeah, we could do what we both love about it at the same time. It's pretty cool. Not only that, when you raise it, there's a little groove in there, so the clip sits in the cap, so it's very low-seated, if that makes sense.
If you can see that, yeah, you can see
you
it.
can probably see that.
So that's really neat.
It makes it look even more streamlined.
Exactly.
And
streamlined is the
cool,
very
right?
word. Then you have these ribs here, and then you have the ribs in the other direction on the section. I think that works very well.
Lamy does say they were going for high contrast.
Yeah, that definitely
Not with
works.
the color, but obviously with the texture.
The black nib with the gold, that I think it works great. I think it's visually very pleasing. So they definitely did a very cool thing there. I think that's magnificent. It is a cartridge converter filled pen.
Womp womp.
Could be a bit more
that's
exciting.
not always a bad thing.
But
I mean,
it
sometimes
works.
you have some inks you don't want to put in a piston filler.
Exactly, and it works. That's
But it
what-
would be super cool if it was.
It
like
is. I do
piston
find
solid.
it comfortable. Yes, you feel those ribs, but they're not sharp. They're really nicely polished, and
They're very smooth.
they are
They're,
smooth.
like
and
the tops of them are very smoothed out.
you definitely feel that you're holding something. This is a lot of pen. It's quite heavy, and that makes it, I think, pleasant to use. But coming into things I don't like about it, heavy pen. Using it for a long time will definitely wear your hand out. It is definitely heavy.
It is a heavy pen.
My other issue with it was that the threads of the cap are very fine, and even though they are not
And they're metal.
sharp, at least I don't find them sharp.
No.
you get a lot of cross-threading quite quickly with this cap, at least in my experience.
Yes.
So now, for example, it looks like it's closed, but it's not closed properly. So you have to open it up and
So you
do
have to
it
make
again.
sure every time
So-
you cap it, it's aligned properly.
Yeah,
to
so the standard trick is to first rotate it the wrong way and then rotate it so that it will close and then it will not cross-thread.
And the confusing thing for me is that I'm used to the Studio and the Safari, which are just pull caps,
Yeah.
right? So I keep thinking, oh, just gotta pull it, but
Or push it to push
Close
it
it,
back on to
yeah.
close it. So I think that is a bit of an issue. But having said that, I think it's a very interesting and well-made pen. The other downside to it is that every time you put it in the box, you'll hear... Did you catch the reference? Anyway, okay. So now the big question is, would you buy it?
oh wait, the only thing for me,
I have more to hate about it.
no, there's a little lip at the back. I think this is cool. If you must post, it's a very secure
Yeah, that's
posting.
cool.
It's really heavy. It's quite long when you post it. But if you are someone who has big hands, or you just have to post, it is
It is really big.
it is a nice secure posting mechanism, and it doesn't damage the finish. So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Would you buy it?
That's it.
Would you buy it?
Oh, would I buy it? Currently, it is listed as €375. That's with VAT, and it is $309 without VAT.
It's pretty expensive.
It is expensive. I mean, it is really cool. I would not personally buy it because it's not really my taste.
Yeah, I will not buy it because I find it a bit expensive for what it is. I understand it's a gold nib, but it's a cartridge converter filled pen. Yes, it's a lot of metal, which
Now,
I think
we've
is
done
cool.
research trying to figure out what the materials are.
Yeah,
Lamy describes it as sturdy and first-class materials, so platinum, gold, or titanium. And
Amazing.
with a PVD coating. So I'm guessing this is titanium with a PVD coating.
if it is titanium,
But it's
the
very
price, you know, that is not a cheap metal, as I understand it. I'm not at all a metallurgist.
I have no
but,
idea.
that would explain.
I
the
tried to
price of it.
find out before this, but those are the materials that are used in the Emporium series. You know, if you think the material is worth it, that's cool. I'm not
Yeah, it's
gonna
definitely a cool
judge.
pen. I mean, you're not buying a Safari. This is a whole different type of pen, not just nib-wise.
I think this is really a pen for someone who's looking for something modern but very unique.
Yes,
But that will write.
or someone who loves black pens.
Yeah,
We're looking at you, Ivan.
yeah. I mean, it is a cool pen. It's a cool looking pen.
It's definitely.
It's just pricey.
I think cool is a good way to put it. It's a bit hip. It's a bit flashy. It's interesting without being too much in your face.
But it's not like
cool.
shiny flashy. It's like, damn, that's a cool pen.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
supposed to look
sexy
cool.
pen, you know? Sexy pen.
Can you do that again?
No.
Okay. Now, imagine that you want to know whether this is or is not serious nibbage.
Well, here is the meter. Not serious. Oh, yeah. Not serious, very serious. There are no numbers because serious nibbage is not an exact science, and I'm sorry, we cannot make it more exact. That is just the standard spiel, but it's true. We just can't quantify this stuff all the time. Okay. You want to go first?
Nib step music. Nibbage, nib, 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 nibbage, nibbage, nib, 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 nibbage. I'd put it around there. I think it is very cool, has a lot of very cool features, but it's also quite pricey. And for that, in that regard, I wouldn't, I mean, writing wise, I would probably put it there.
Yeah.
But because of the price and all that, I would put it there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool. Of course, we are biased because we are reviewing it based on our own tastes, and it is cool. I do think it's a neat looking pen. Would I want to add it to my own collection or my own pen usage? I wouldn't.
Probably not.
So,
Now imagine that you would not want to add this to your personal collection, but you have about €375 to spend.
$375. $375 going once, going twice. Sold to SbRebrown.
No, it's definitely not sold to me. You didn't sell it to me, I'm sorry. But you tried well. I'm very proud of you. Now
Yeah.
imagine you would like something else in
Well,
this
I think-
price range. What would you get? I mean, this is difficult because I cannot come up with something metal ribbed.
Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be the same, I guess. I
No.
mean, there's the dialogue, but that's also Lamy, which is
Yeah,
also
yeah,
a similar,
it's also
peculiar type pen.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
Modern but
decent one.
interesting. I also think of the Omas. I only think of this because I just bought one. An Omas Ogiva.
Yeah, that has the sort of
the ribbed feeling to it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, it's basically $375 or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, of course, there are a lot of black pens, black and gold trims. That's no issue. And there are
Well,
some
you
stealth
could get a
pens.
stainless steel Lamy. The thing is that to get this type of style, you're basically looking at Lamy, I guess, right?
You know what you could do? You could get a Faber-Castell Emotion in that stealth black, because that is
Oh,
also
yeah.
all black. It's
Yeah.
also all metal, and that's clearly
There's
a
also
different
the
model, but-
Monteverde Invincia.
Yeah. So if you want a stealth pen, so an all black pen, see it's cross-threading again. There we go. That's probably what
They
I would
are
look at.
metal threads, so they're pretty tough so far. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's annoying. But anyway,
It's better than plastic on metal threads.
yeah,
Yeah, something like that, I would say.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, time to have dinner. I think. We hope this was useful.
Ik heb hunger.
We're learning Dutch. You see,
I am practicing.
I already spoke it, but still.
I'm teaching him English.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
Thank you
we're
for
going
joining
to,
us. We hope you've enjoyed this. And of course, thank you to Applebaum for lending us this pen.
Yeah.
It's coming home.
It is. We're sending it back right now. Hope this was useful, and we'll gladly see you later. Bye.
Bye.
That was right in my ear.
Sorry.